Yes.
Okay, so in this part of this, we are going to discuss the structure of all the messages, which is MT101, 103 in detail one, MT202, then 102, then 202 cover, 202 cover, and 202, 940, which is statement. Okay, these are the statement message, and then free format message 199, then 195 is the cancellation message. So after that, in detail, we are going to discuss PAX messages, all the PAX messages 2, 8, 4, 9, 52, 54, and pain messages. Okay, then some basics of how payment work for credit life cycle and payment life cycle in Europe and UK. Then mapping of MT to MX. Okay, then one example with MT to MX, how it is mapped. Then in ISO20022, we are going to discuss basic of this one, then basic of payment overview, payment transaction using flow end to end, then Swift versus MT and the key concept of between them, parties of that, key difference between them, how the clearing and settlement happens, where Nostro and Vostro clearing accounts, cash management system, serial and cover payment methods, serial and cover means 202 and 202 cover, how that's happen. Okay. Then CBPR payment, which is including ISO 20022 benefit, structure of all the messages, and we're going to discuss in detail packset message, how it packset is format. Okay. Then in basic of payment, introduction of payment, payment system and key terminologies, payment methods, various transaction life cycle, system domain in US and UK, feature of this payment. Okay, and there are some in detail advantage, non-advantage. What is the new concept of LEI which is introduced in ISO 20022 as part of this, and plus Swift payment contain what are the key terminologies and their detailed explanation, like what is Swift, CBPR, RTGS, RTNS, payment messages. These are then with Swift guidelines, the MT series messages we are going to discuss in detail. Okay, fine. So you can disconnect one system. Echo is there. Okay. So MT103 to 950 guidelines of this. Then we are going to walk through of CBPR handbook, which is a 900-page document. Okay. Out of that, each and every field and messages we are going to walk you through in that one. Okay. So this is very high level overview. What we are going to cover, what part of this. So I am closing this. What I am covering, I am closing that section first. Then okay, so actually now we'll start. I think syllabus. Okay. Okay. So when I'm taking this full 22 days session, in that we are going to study. Actually, now also we are going to look into, but that time in detail, which are the messaging system, how the clearing happens, settlement happens, bilateral clearing, multilateral clearing, clearing houses. Because in India we have clearing houses is RBI. Different countries have different clearing houses. Like US have Fedwire, UK has Bank of England, like that. Then who does the settlement, net settlement concept, automatic clearinghouse concept, gross settlement concept, RTGs, NFs2. Then Nostro, Vostro, Loro account concept. Okay, that thing. Then in CORD, in the cross-border payment, routing of message, payment gateways, network validation, accounting entries. Whenever messages payment we are sending, it's plus and minus entry will happen in Nostro Vostro account. That is accounting entries. Okay. Then RMA relationship, when we directly cannot send payment between two banks, we have to involve third party bank, which is a routing bank or intermediaries bank. So that also concept is there, RMA relationship. Okay. Then Swift messaging structure, Swift services, architecture of the banks, some banks, Swift networks. Okay, then what is the acknowledgement, NAC and ACK? When payment is successful, ACK, not successful, NAC. How to check that payment in Unix boxes? So that kind of some concept is there. Then what are the different charges in banks like Ben, Hour, and Shah, and how that is calculated? What is the entry in MT? We are calling Ben, Hour, and Shah, and in ISO 20022 share, cred, debt are the charges is there. Then different payment methods, direct payment methods, serial, direct, and cover. Okay, these are going. Then detailed structure of MT101, MT102 STP, core, STP, remit, reject. This is all the MT1 series messages. 195, 196 cancellation message. These are the one series. Then 200 is 202 reject, 202 cover. Then 900 series all advices, statements. 900, 910, 940, 950 also there. It's not mentioned here. 950 also there. Then difference between this one series and two series, that also is part of this discussion. There is one more concept is involved here. It's called SWIFT GPI. It's a product of SWIFT. What is the benefit of that? How it can be solved? How it is look like? What are the key benefits of it? What are the different projects are running into SWIFT GPI? That is SWIFT GPI. That also we are going to see in the part of the session. Then summary of all these stuffs. Okay, I'm just checking whether anything is separate. I am going to mention is, yeah, charges. How the charges are calculated in case of ISO 20022. That's a part of this. Okay, then I think most of the repeated things only. CBPR key differences. Yeah, already repeated things. Yeah, FinFlush API channels, Fin channels. When we are sending the payment, Swift Go, Swift network. How this happen? Okay, there are different settlement methods are involved in ISO 200. From here, ISO 200 started. The XML schema, the different rules of their parties involved in the different terminology of ISO 20022. Those also we're going to see. Okay, in detail. Then there are different settlement methods are there like INDA, INGA, cover, clearing. Those we are going to see. Payment methods are part of this only. Then bank charges just now we discuss when in ISO 2022 is called cred, SHA, debt and slave. Slave we are not using in ISO but it is part of study only. So those are four charges are there. Swift GP already we discussed. Okay. Yes, fine. So what I will do now, I will start with a very basic one part of this. So we'll start discussing on the basic part of this. What are the different payment transactions? How this using initially? Because this syllabus I have based on that. If somebody want to study from the scratch, who don't know about payment as well, what is payment and banking sector? So for them it is useful. If somebody knows this, we can skip that part always. So who is payer, who is beneficiary? Okay, from that concept is start. What is the use of this? Is low security or transaction? And what are the ancient methods of payment system like check, cash, wire transfer? Okay, and the detailed knowledge of this: who is payer, how payer work, how beneficiary work, who is middle chain of this banking sector, payment financial institution, right? So those things for the person who don't know the banking sector. So pay intermediaries and payment instrumentation. Pay is who is sending the payment stakeholder, right? Intermediaries are banks. So different banks in different sectors, clearing houses like RTGS payments. Bank of England works in UK, RTGS backs in US. So those kind of, and then a messaging system which are used like Swift and SEPA and ISO 20022 now. Those are messaging system. The network, if you are using card system, then Visa and Mastercard. Okay, then the if payment we are sending by channel, different channels, the paper based system, real time gross settlement, real time net settlement. So those are also part of this discussion in detail one. Then key terminology between these accounts. If you have direct relationships, just now I said sometime before, then we can use nostro account system. If you have I mean to say you are sending payment from India to UK or other countries, then you should have relationship between two banks, then only you can send the payment. So that relationship it is called nostro account system from India to UK, and from UK to India it's called works vostro. And if you don't have relationship between two accounts, and you are using third party system, which is for example in India, if you're using any cooperative bank, so cooperative bank linked with nostro account in HDFC bank, so that is called loro account concept. So those things are concepts also we are in the detail one thing. Okay, so in a very high level, yes, normally bigger banks are using this loro account concept. Like HDFC, ICICI, they are the cooperative banks open account with them, and from them, if they want to send transfer some thousand rupees from cooperative bank to for example Bank of Lloyd's, London Bank, Lloyd's Bank. So that time they will send money to HDFC Bank. So HDFC Bank relation between HDFC and Cooperative bank, it's called low account relationship. That's the concept is here. Okay. Then the landscape of these payments, front end channels are there on the left hand side. Payment initiated by swapping a card or RTGS, automatic clearing houses, mobile banking, paper checks. It is converted to payer, and from payer it is sent into bank. Intermediaries are there. Intermediaries will transfer it from one portion to one, and this normal flow happen, right? And then payment is received by the payee. So that's the normal flow happen. There are different payment method systems are here, like paper based system is cash, check, demand draft. Okay. Then real time net settlement or real time gross settlement, direct debit, bill desk, razor pay. So those are the UPI payments. Razor pay and bill desk nowadays are these are the payment. Then NEFT, automatic clearing houses, these are typically used in domestic payment system. Okay. Then payment method are divided by credit card, debit card, using domestic international payment. Typically they take 1 or 2 days processing. Then electronic payment system, these are not taken in detail, these are basic information because this is not useful from the project point of view now, or in knowledge point of view. But yeah, a person should know in basic things, that's why I'm taking in such a detailed one. Internet banking, mobile banking, real-time gross settlement are the electronic payment system, okay, used for international payment. Then the how the payment life cycle happens. So first of all, payment initiation, authorization, validation, clearing, settlement, and reporting. So these are the 5 phases of any payment channel. So starting from initiation, front end channel, authorization, validation, it will do inside the bank only by checking the balances. All this clearing means your country's clearing system like RBI or Fedwire do the clearing of the payment, and that only will process as a settlement of payment by initiate by bank. And at the end, you are sending a reporting part of this. So normally every time there is a question always that is asked, explain the payment transaction life cycle. You have to explain these things in detail with live examples of MT103 and PAX. That's the one thing. Okay. Yeah, not I will do that because this is a separate, this is just introduction, right? So I have prepared this document and I will show you. Uh, okay. So what happened? I have three type of courses session with me. So I am people who cannot attend full time in that. So for them, the recording is there. So all sessions are recorded and I give access of this from day 1 to day 29, and total 50 hours of sessions are there. Can you see it here? Day 29, day 28. Okay. So like this, everything is here, and recording plus your uh, documentation. So everything is here. For example, if you see here, this is CAMT 52, how it is work. So I explain here. What I'm explaining you now, same thing is mentioned here as well. So people who cannot join this online, so they will give it as a recording part it here. So that's actually my pattern of flowing. If you see here, so there are total, see if you see here, this is my total sessions are happening like this: daily session, weekly session, only ISO 20022, and a recording of the session. So like this, I'm taking the sessions on the basis. So if you want to like it, take it as a recording part. In that documentation also there, so that's a different one. This is just the introduction, right? So and moreover, this part is not there anywhere. So that's kind of my experience here. Okay, so that's why I'm giving with you the only the knowledge part of this. Okay. Okay. I agree with you, but this is nothing, right? Because I charge around 1,100 per hour. Okay, and this is just an introduction. Yes, so that may not work for me. So yeah, definitely, if you want to like to take the recordings, I will definitely help for you that. Okay, at least the discounted one. Okay, okay. Yeah, but I agree with you. But the considering cost, right? It's too less because it's a 22-hour session totally. I cannot give you in just 1 hour. That also taken. 22 hours is totally different, and daily 70 minutes, 60 minutes. So that's totally thing different. You cannot understand. Uh, uh, so what we are discussing now completely 22 hours. I cannot give that 22 hours. I'm walking you through complete 22 hours, not 1 hour only document. I'm walking through everything now. Okay, so once you see it, right, I'm going to walk you through everything, not only the because our 2 hour sessions is there. I'm not taking only 2 hours. I'm walking you everything, but I'm walking there somewhat fast, not slowly, which I'm taking. For example, this payment initiation cycle, I almost take 70 minutes if I'm taking session completely. But now for you, I will just walk you through in 5 minutes. Okay, so like this. Okay, so next one is your payment transaction based on which batch payments, real times and near real time. So when you say batch payment, those are mainframe payments. These are the payments happening in batches. Like in India, we have all every 2 hours payment is sending the RTGS. If you're sending payment to someone in India, RTGS or NEFT, it will happen in batches. So this is 2 hour batch in India. 3 days batch cycle in UK. It is called batch payment. So like this, our salary process is in batch payment only. So this is a batch payment concept. Then this near real time. It take 1 day to complete a payment. And the third one is your real time payment. It happen within a fraction of second, like UPI payments in India, faster payment in UK, like this. So these are the concept of payment transaction. Okay, so this is settlement time. Based on settlement time, transaction values and transaction limits are differentiated. Then based on that, there are different payment system in India like NEFT, RTGS, IMPS, UPI, and automatic clearing houses. And it's also mentioned their limits, their structure of payment, who is owning. So NPCI is owning the UPI payment, or else everything is owned by RBI. Okay, these are the concept of payment. Then you're comparing to this payment system, you have US payment system as well. So in US payment system, mostly the government is holding the Fedwire. Okay, but the private agencies like chips and TCH are the private agencies which is using. And it is domestic payment is your RTP real time payment. Otherwise Fedwire and chips is the basic one which is using. Fedwire is a private body and Fedwire is a government body. Okay, so which are using the payment, and they are depending on that, they are either domestic international, they are person to person, bank to bank. These are payment, and 24 by 7 based on that it's works. So this is just for information, because we are not going to study in detail, because we don't know what how RBI works, right? We are going to study how the banking works, especially when this payment system is sent. Okay, then normally how the payment systems of bank work: initiation, payers bank, payment CSM, then pays bank, pay receiver, normally like this. So this is the normal concept of banking sector happen. Okay, this again the same thing. Then which are the different tools used in banking system, which are the structure of the Swift messaging is used. First of all, sending a payment in sending a, this is the definition of that, how this work. Then these are the SEPA payment initially, and then based on that how BICS is working, because Swift is based on BIC only, business identification code, BIC only. So BIC is 8 or 11 digit. So this is just the basic one. In coming sessions, it's again going in very much detail how it's work. Then which are the messaging system is used? We are going to migrate by November 22 this year to ISO 20022. But we should understand how on 502 also works. So that also mentioned in some of the slides. Okay, so in this system, we are going to study basically two messaging system, three messaging system, series 1, series 2, and your series 9, which typically we are using for Indian banking system, UK banking system, European and US. The other series are not we are going to use anywhere. There are no projects also of this other systems are there. Okay, so these are the system. Then how the messages work, how messages form. It is contained like this: block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, and your in block 5. So normally all the interview questions which is happening for QA to be a transformation, or QA or BS transformation, or product owner, is almost are concentrated around this screen only, that how this there are number of questions, more than 15 question I can ask you in this same area, that okay, how this, what are the difference between settlement amount, what 32A, 33B, what is 57A, the name of the value, how SHA works, how BEN works, what is the meaning of this. So there are so many things normally happens. This is a sender big, this is a receiver big, where you can find the unit transaction reference number. So it is here in 121. Okay, so like this, there are so many things we can discuss on that part. Then next one is ISO 20022 overview. So here we are going to study PAX messages, pain messages, and CAMT messages. These are the three messages. Mostly migration is happening now, and on based on that we are studying this one. And this is the mapping of this MT to MX message. Okay, how this MT MX, what is the equivalent of MS? We are going to study this message also in detail, and this also in detail if you are coming. Okay, so this is the first basic payment. Okay, so like this I have around 5 to 6 basic payment. Okay. The next one is your not in a detail completely, because it will take me 10 hours more. At least the look and feel I will go. Huh. Yeah. I will walk you through. I will not in detail. See, yeah, I will give you the detail, not detail on that. That's what I'm saying. It will take more than 10 hours for that. But at least, huh? No. That is completely 22-hour session, which I walked you through earlier. I'm just giving the description of that. That is completely 22 hours, which I gain initially. I'm going to show you that, okay, how empty, what is the equivalent fields of this one and this one. Not in detail. Are you getting? That is completely 22-hour session, which I will walk you through. So here, yeah, yes, right. One slider only. One slider only, and because not only these PDFs, I have a lot of things which I want to show you, like use cases of this one, how the MX message look like, how empty message look like. Okay, I'm going to walk you through this as well. There are so many. That's why I'm saying that 22 hours also less for me to teach. Each and every slide I'm going to, each and every message I'm going to walk you through. Okay, like this. Hmm. So main purpose of the meeting, but very high level. That's why I'm saying I cannot cover in 2 hours everything. See, I have a lot of content I want to show you, and that's why I'm telling you I have a lot of content, because I haven't opened this PPT yet. It is a 900-page PPT. Okay, there are so many things I want to cover it, and it will take me 22 more than 22 hours if I do that. Okay. Uh, Okay, so I will do one thing. I can cover this first and second slide in 2 hours. That is happy for you. I cannot do that more than 2 hours than this. Because what I'm saying, this is, I told you, this is 22-hour session. I cannot cover in a 2 hours everything. So I can finish two slides, two PPTs first only. Yes, yes. No, the other thing is my normal session 20, because many people want to understand that what is the basic, because the what is the basic payment of session happening here. Okay, so for them it's like a introduction, and then if they want to continue 22-hour session, they can continue based on this feedback on this session. This is just the introduction part. Okay, so based on that, many people then continue with that session. Are you got it what I'm saying? Hmm. No worries. See, I'm not a professional here. So if you are, that's what I'm saying. There is no big deal for me to return you 500 rupees. But I'm saying I cannot cover these things in just 2 hours. Whatever you're seeing, right? Yeah. This is in front of you only, right? I cannot give you everything in just, and this is 60 plus paid videos are also there on part of this. Okay, this is my all 22 years of career I'm just mentioning here. So I cannot give you that thing in just 2 hours. That's why I'm telling you. So this is I cannot cover in 2 hours. So that's why I'm touching point all the points till beginning till end. I cannot cover everything in 2 hours. That's why I'm telling you. Okay. Huh. Okay, so fine. So what will do, I will not concentrate on this. I will just close these sessions. Okay. Okay, what are the things which are important? That's only I will open it. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, give me. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So so whatever in front of me first, that will I will cover, which is your requirement is there. I will open different. Okay, this is the most important diagram of your ISO 20022 when you are sending a payment. Okay, so what happening here, it is the debtor, and now we are not calling anymore as a sender or receiver. We're calling debtor bank, instead of bank we call agent here. Creditor bank, creditor is CSM. So here all the messages are covered in a single slide. For example, when you're initiating a payment, pin 001 is initiated. We are going to see these messages, okay, in the slide. Pin 001 is initiated and pin 001 is going back. It is converted into your pack set messages. Pack set messages are processing in CSM, clearing and settlement system of each country differently. Then it is coming to a creditor bank, which is incoming payment as a pack set message. And at the end, depending on the which statement they want to receive, by creditor to creditor bank to creditor person, CAMT 52, 53 and 54 are generated, depend on which. So these are the statement or direct debit statement or end of the statement, depend on that. If in between that, if customer want to reject the payment, and in between that it's getting a acknowledgement as well, pack 002. If you are sending pack set message, this acknowledgement of that. But if customer want to cancel the payment, so these are the cancellation messages, CAMT 56. So we send the CAMT 56, it will generate pack 004 as a return message. Okay, part of this, whether it is a positive messages or it's a negative messages, it depend on totally that you want to recall. If it is a negative messages, it will send a CAMT 29. Okay, if it is a positive messages, means customer recall is successful, it send back so message. So all your knowledge base and ISO 222 in a single diagram as a description point of view. But in detail matter, I will show you later. But for exactly how the ISO 222 payment message is happening, and it's normally asked in interviews as well, how this diagram will help to how to do that. Okay, this one thing. Okay, so I'm just now opening. This is fraud management, which is not required by you. In payment investigation, this is also not required. Okay, this is important, payment return versus payment reversal. Okay, so when customer initiated the payment and it won't, it not credited to creditor account, it is got returned. And payment reversal means you are sending, canceling the payment, so it's called payment reversal. Okay, so this concept, you don't want this concept. Okay, we'll directly open now ISO 222. Okay, as we discussed, there are three types of payment, PAX and CAMT. Three types of payments messages are there, and this diagram we discuss. Now this is ISO 222 main concept here. We are no more calling as a field, we're calling as an element. Okay, we are not calling as a message sender or message sent receive back. We're calling instructing agent and instructed agent here. Okay, part of that. Then bank, and we no calling bank, calling agent. Ordering customer is called now debtor. Beneficiary customer is called a creditor. So these are the main changes happening in your payment area. Now this is the landscape of your comparison, which you asked me that how MT103 and packset message look like. Okay, so these are the two new concepts I introduced in ISO 222. This is called ultimate debtor and this is called ultimate creditor here, which is not there earlier in MT messaging system. Okay, so what happening here, for example, in UK or in India or anywhere part of the country, you are going to um, sending a payment. For example, you go to Western Union. Okay, in Western Union in UK, and you want to send payment to India. So what happened, Western Union is a third party bank, so your relation is not with them. You show your ID, your passport, and they will initiate payment for you. Okay, so this is the you here, ultimate data. So what happened, that you are there checking your passport IDs, and this is the person who is initiating payment on the behalf of you here. So this is a debtor is your Western Union who is having a relationship, so it is initiating a payment. So this is a new concept I introduced in ISO 20022. So debtor will initiate a payment, and with a forwarding agent, means debtor's bank means Western Money's bank is there, which is a debtor agent. So for example, they are having account with Lloyd's Bank, so they are processing payment from instructing agent from which is not having relationship with each other, Nostro and Vosto, and instructing agent. Then is the creditor agent, means finally sending payment to India. And again, if you're not having account with them, so directly they can give cash to someone who is ultimate creditor who don't have account with the bank. So this is not consider only a simple example which I tell you. This happening in a very bigger level, which is having a big industry. They don't account directly with them. Just for understanding, I have given a small example here, that what are these. And in between that, if you see the 70 50 cs 70 cs, this is the comparison of your 72 empty fields here. For example, reimbursement agent, which is a 53a, senders reimbursement, receivers reimbursement, and corresponding agent 55. These are the middle one. Okay, then your debtor means your 50a for comparison to MT103. So when I said MT103, this is here 50. Okay, 59. Okay, so if you are comparing like this, these are the comparison of this. Debtor agent is 52, instructing agent is sender who is sending the payment, means bank, receiving bank, creditor agent means 57, like this. So these are the comparison happening between two. So this is initiation part, this is clearing and settlement part, and this is a beneficiary part here. Okay, so this is the payment part is involved in human. Okay, now when you are sending the payment for MT series, this is the main part of here. The first part is a basic header, application header. Second is, this is block one, is basic header. Then second part is application header. Then third part is your user header block, and number four is your happening here is, or your block four. In block four, customer details are there. 20, 23b, 32a, 33b means your sender reference, receiver reference, settlement account, currency account, and like this. Okay, then your details of the receiver here. Okay, then your INR and 71 is sharp. So this is the payment happening here. But if you're comparing the comparison in ISO 20022, it is not in such a detail like this mentioned here. It is like that. First of all, your header part is here, then your business application header here. Okay, application header here, and inside that we are having the main application. I will show you the message also, this one, and then your ISO 20022 messages here inside this one. Okay, so this is the main difference between those two one. We are going to see one by one how it look like, but this is the major difference. And how this message look like, it's not able to accommodate here in single page, that's why not mentioned here. I'll show you. Okay, so these are the different messaging system of your ISO 20022. Starting from your pack set message. Pack set message contain a group header here, group header, and application header here. So this is your pack set, group header, and credit transfer information. You can send payment here. Okay, and your PAX message is send payment to banks here. Okay, so this is the two banks payment system. Then between two person here. No, it will not open. I have to show you the different. I have to show you different one. Once I finish the presentation, I will. I have separate store this somewhere. Okay. Uh, then your this is person to person payment, PAX 8 messages. Then your bank to bank transfer. So this is your PAX 9 messages. PAX 9 messages two flavors: PAX 9 core, PAX 9 cover, two messages, group header, and group header credit transfer information and underlying customer statement. So always there is an interview question on any this message, like how explain PAX 00 and cover message. So this will be helpful from this to answer it how it really happen here. Okay, then your PAX to message, your acknowledgement of payment. When you send back a payment, it's acknowledgement there. For example, you send PAX 8, PAX 2 is the acknowledgement of this one. Okay, like this. There are different codes out there, acknowledgement or cancellation message, like ACC, ACCP means accepted, rejected, pending. So these are your PAX 2 messages here. Then PAX 4 for same, and again in PAX 4 means your payment has been successfully returned back. So in that contain original payment here and the duplicate payment, and the original payment here and the new payment here return back, because we are returning the payment now. So these are also PAX 4 return back. CAMT 52 customer account report statement, again the same thing, group header report here. 53 almost same thing is mentioned every message, only slightly change in the statements. Okay, and the 54 credit and debit notification. So how this flow is happen, PAX 8 is going here, PAX note acknowledgement from right to left. Okay, and then you are setting the statement CAMT 54 like this. So this is a normal flow, and their corresponding MT 103 corresponding message is PAX 8, MT 202 corresponding message is PAX 9, MT 103 return is empty, like this. These are the corresponding messages for your original message of MT. So this also very important. Normally people ask that what are the corresponding messages for new ISO 20022 system here. Okay, so this is that. Now I will show you the some of the messages which you want to see. But prior to that, I want to show you the PAX 8 message, how it is look like. PAX, sorry, the MT messaging series, how it is look like. Don't worry, you're not able to log in it. You're typing address as well. It requires login ID password. It's a paid version. Okay, so you're not able to see this link. I have taken a paid version of this. Okay, so just giving an example how it is look like. MT103, MT103. Okay, MT message. Okay, single. hmm, Okay, so normally this website will give the detailed information of all the messages. Okay, and in that MT103 remit, MT103 scope. Wait a minute, I will just open correct message. Single customer credit transfer STP scope. So this is the scope. How this is look like. Your content field 20, reference number, time indication, then what is the value of mandatory fields. So this is 23 bank operation code, instruction code. So there are so many things. Okay, for each message. 50A senders corresponding reference, receiver corresponding reference, then third party reimbursement, intermediate institution, account with institution. So I'm going to explain everything in detail. Take more than 2 hours to explain only the MT10 message only, because if I explain this one, it will be you're able to understand all the messages in detail, like, okay, yeah, these things. Okay. Uh, these are the see, normally they ask you that mandatory fields, but mandatory fields are very less if you see here. Okay, okay, but you have to explain. I believe you should explain everything, all the fields, and you have to explain not like this. Like block 1, block 2, block. This is part of block 4. This is part of block 4. You have to explain all the 5 blocks. Okay, and if I show you here, for example, if I open this one, right, it you have to explain all these things as well. Each and every field having so detail like this, so that only given more impression to interview that you know everything. Then with example also, 70, yeah, 71A is a beneficiary. Okay, so like this. Okay, then what is field 20? So these are the terminologies of field 20. Okay, so how this works. So like this you have to explain all the field, and I think it will not a day job. You have to remember maybe a month or like that, and then only you remember everything like this. Because yeah, no, I agree with you. Hands-on practice is different, but interviewer asks you not only MT 103, they will ask you PAX 9, PAX 2, CAMT 52, 53. So you cannot remember everything on time, being honest with you. Okay, so they will ask you that what is the difference between option A, option K. Okay, so that time you should understand option K is including a name and address as well, not only account number and big. Option F. Okay, so these things are in so much detail, and normally interviews are taken by, normally what happened, culture is changed now. Interviews are taken by experienced people who's having almost 3 to 4 years of experience person. Okay, and they have newly learned it, and due to they newly learned it, they know in detail. And the second or third round is taken by the management people. Normally is happening, so they will reject in the first round only. So this is new pattern now. Okay, and they will ask you in very much detail these things. Okay, okay. So that's why it's take too much time for understanding and remember. For example, the now in one of the interviews of my one of the candidate, they asked you what this employee number, what is the employee, where employee number is mentioned in which code. So it's mentioned in 50K. Okay, so means I mean to say they can ask you anything and you cannot challenge it, that why are you asking. Okay, 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 that's the thing. Okay, so collapse all. So these are the so many messages: 103, 103 single remit, STP, STP remit, STP, the ones of direct debit messages, 1110, and we are not going to see 190. 195 we're going to see cancellation message, 195, 192 request. So and free format messages. So those we are going to see in detail when we are actually going through it. So I will just open the one message, 195 queries, how it is look like. So uh, this is the format of why it is using 195, because it's an open query message. And what is the format of this? So in format of this transaction reference, maximum thing or remain common. This is the queries, so its format is M75 queries, and its answer you will get in M96 as how example is look like. Example is here. So when you're sending payment from UBS Zurich, it's not payment, message only. So I've been Emro in Netherlands. So how this look like? So uh, it contain sender means block one. It's contain your block three. It's contain your block two receiver. Transaction reference number, reference number. What is the question? Question is that on this 12, what is the why the date is mismatched here? This question, for example, and the original is this one. Then this copy of this payment. This is actually a query. So query can be anything. So it's mentioning like that. Your date is mentioned is wrong here. Okay, how this is can be corrected. So there is some format language of this. We can understand this one, but this mentioned here. So part of this question has been asked and the answer is given here. So example. Normally this kind of, okay, value date is mentioned is here, that in answer value date should be 00906. We have changed it accordingly. So answer is given is like this. Okay, by the way, these empty messages are no more there after November 26. I mean to say their conversion will be there, but hybrid message will be work. But still we have to study these also messages. So that's why it's part of my sessions always that we have to explain this one. Okay, so this is standard MT1. Then we have standard 2 like this, and standard 3. So this is category 1. Then we are going to work category 2. In category 2 also the same thing, only difference is that we are going to study this MT202 cover message and MT202 bank to bank transfer message. So here the format specification of this message is almost similar to MT102. There are many fields are changed here, like transaction reference number, related reference number, time indication, value date currency, ordering customer, and in between that these are the inter corresponding messaging system we directly work. Okay, so those are the things you definitely have to explain. Always the question is asked that difference between MT202 and MT202 cover, why it is existence. So there are lots of reasons. It started from 9/11 attacks. The funding is happened from MT202 message. So there are lots of reason behind that to avoid that. Okay, then there are network related rule. If 56 is there, 57. So these things normally not asked. Okay, but they are still there. And trust me, you cannot remember everything for these things. Okay, so this is very much in detail, but I take it in detail, yeah, all these things. Okay, and then field specification of everyone, field 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, then what are the intermediaries or their format of message? For example, this is option A and D. It contain party identifier code, big and big level code. Okay, so this, and what are the big level codes? Those are the messages can be used in code. So so much in details thing. Okay, so this is your category 2 messages system, and we are going to study one more category messages, which is category 9 messages, which is commonly used everywhere. In category 900 series, confirmation of debit, your message been debited, credited. Okay, the customer statement messages 950, 940, and netting statement. There are so many things, but only important is 900, 910, 940, 950, 950. Only those things are important, and the example around this been asked every time. So those are MT 920 series 2025, and these are important messages. And always is contain opening balance and closing balance and statement of this. Okay, so like this happens. Now we'll quickly see the. I will open the message now. Don't worry. I have the messages. Okay, what I will do, I have opened now ISO20022 message. Prior to that, I have opened. mm, yeah, MT 900 message, right? Okay. Okay. So this is document of 11 page which contain only MT 940 messages. Okay. This is the format of message you said just now. How the format is look like. Okay. The network alerted rules. Okay, then option F, B. Okay, everything is mentioned here. Then you're in detail. We have um, each and every value of this, and at the end, example is there. Okay, this is example how this messages have been processed at the end. Okay, so like way we have 101, 103 in detail messages of system. Okay, and yes, these are the system in each whatever we have discussed just now. It is the same messaging system, only in the form of proper PDF documentation, how it can be seen properly. Okay, so these things are here. And each and every you cannot remember everything, but at least whatever whenever I'm going through it, this special technique is required to understand. Okay, when this code is there, you have to understand this code only. Okay, like this. Okay. So these are the total message. Now we are going to see the next part of this ISO 20022. Okay, so normally in ISO 20022 things, so the we'll go one by one. Okay, this is totally 900 page document, but at least I will walk you through that how this is structure look like. Okay, the basic part of this, how this message should be read out. For example, here, so this is the versions of messages PAX 008 So currently in production, it mentioned in this exists. Currently we have till 13 we have version, but which is accepted by Swift. So this is the version accepted. So how it is read out? First is initial 5 digit payment clearing and settlement. Then 008 number is FI to FI customer credit transfer. This is a variant and this is a version. So like this you have to read it. This example how this can be read out. Okay, this diagram already I explain you how this is work. Okay, then all the XML element how you have to read out. For example, if it is like this, then how to read out? If it is like how to read out? For example, bank to bank, financial institution to financial. Okay, 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 okay. This is the Bible of this all CBPR guidelines. The diagram which I'm explaining you now. It is mentioned in this diagrams. So PAX 8 message. For example, what is mentioned here? This is mentioned here. This field is mandatory. This if one-on-one is there, these fields are mandatory. These fields are optional. These fields are unlimited. So if you see here in this example, origination of payment is 1-1. It's a mandatory field here. Okay, so like this. So you have to read out all these 300 fields here. These 300 fields are mentioned in the document, and your message is start from here, FI to FI customer credit transfer. Then inside that group header, then credit transfer information, and inside that all your payment is mentioned here. So I was telling this mandatory fields are mentioned one on one of this diagram here. This one and one. Okay, no, I'm going. I'm yet to come there. I am just explaining you what is the concept of this. Okay, one on what is concept of 1 1, what is concept of 0 1. That I'm explaining now. We are yet to come there. Okay, same concept is here as well. See mention which I explained just now, 1 and 1 0. Okay, and this is called my standard. To get login of this, you have to pay I think 1,600 rupees for this one, so you can get access of this one. If you want to, this is called my standard, and you have to pay in dollars. They are not accept US USD, sorry, the Indian currencies here. Okay, so this is my standard guideline. You can download and access from this one. Okay, this one. Okay, and okay, these are the things now accepted by Swift. This only these numbers, right? And this dot and plus other things are not get accepted, and these are the special characters which is accepted by ISO 20022. Those things are mentioned here as well. Okay, you cannot remember everything, but I just I'm telling that these are accepted new one. Okay, and in banking industry now there are one more concept is introduced. It's called legal identifier, LEI. Okay, it was earlier only BIC and clearing system member ID and name and address were already there, but LEI is newly introduced, so it is part of LEI. LEI is like your Aadhaar card of each bank. Okay, like a unique number for each bank, so this is newly introduced. So LEI can be used by referencing. Okay, for this number, then date and time also should be the same format which is mentioned here. Okay, then different country code, and in ISO 20022 country code how it look like those mentioned here. Okay, MT clearing system code and ISO. MT was early only 2 digit, but ISO is having a 5 total like this. So now we start with the business application header. So initially it's um, when you say business application header, it is okay. This is the Excel message look like. This is your business application header, the initial part here. Okay, this is your business application header till here. Okay, so which is the header of the particular payment? So that here, so it contain this carry forward till here. This is a header. Till one is the header. You can see it mentioned here header, and from here it is a to from which bank you are sending payment to which. This is from bank. From which bank to which bank you are sending the payment, like we have mentioned block 1 and block 2 in MT messages. In MX messages we can see that from which bank to which bank you are sending the payment, like it is mentioned in XML format properly, big band to big band here. Okay, so this is the here from which bank you're sending payment to which bank, for example pax 008. So you ask me, right, what is the important field? This is one of the important field you have to explain. From which bank you are sending payment to which bank, it's mentioned in your business application header. Okay, okay, then next is two only, this business plan header only. Okay, then which services you're using? There are fixed services are there for each messages, like this is mentioned here. Here you can see it there are business services mentioned which is given by the Swift. There is no control of our on that, but you have to just mention that these are the services. You should know only that what is a business services concept is there, that's only. Otherwise you don't know everything about the services. Okay, and this message is our original message. This is your return message, pax 002. But here there is a concept called pax. This if you open pax 002 message, but it is also a message called this is called use case, by the way, how this is end-to-end payment is working. Okay, so Payment is moving from person 1 via the different channels here and to person D, and it is a payment sent from A to B here, A to E directly, and PAX 00 to acknowledgement. So just now what we have saw, that's the acknowledgement. So this is the end-to-end processing fee, which is a production example actually how that's work. And based on that, these are the messages are given here. Each and every in every stage which messages are going. So this is your PAX 8 message which is moving from one person. This is your Swift identifier. This is your time and date in the current format. Okay. Then is the next part is that this is till here is your business application header till here. Okay. Then next part you started from your customer credit information. Credit information. If you see here, FI to FI customer credit information, it contains group header, then settlement information, settlement method, which going to settlement by cover means inga or cover. This one of the method is here. Then third party mentions are here because we don't have direct relationship, so instructing reimbursement agents are there, and instructed reimbursement agent instructing from the sender side, instructing from the receiver side. So this INSTG INSTD is depend on that. Okay. Then till now it's here. Okay. Then after credit transfer information, it contain actual payment of the payment who is sending. It contains a reference number, instruction ID, end-to-end ID, UATR, then settlement amount. And currency is RON currency here. Okay, so that's why currency mentioned. It's a production example. That's why RON is mentioned. And by the way, this is given by Swift only, from production only, but not any production data of client. Then debt, then which are the instructing agent, means middle agent who are sending the payment like this. So like this payment, this contain multiple middle agents are here. That's why we have multiple agents here, because the bank don't have relationship directly. So that's why there is so many things are here mentioned here. So if you see here, same thing we are learning here as well. The business application services, just now I told you this is your version, and this is we have seen this CBPR services here mentioned. Okay. um, which are not important, I'm just skipping this part. We are going to see only PAX 8 messages. So this is pane 001 messages. Okay, just now I explained the concept of ultimate party, right? Ultimate debtor, ultimate creditor, which is introduced in ISO 20022 Western Union Bank example. This is the same concept here. We don't have direct relationship with bank involved in that. That's why we have the concept of ultimate debtor creditor. Okay, and the charge bearer is in credit, debt, and share in ISO 20022 in Ben or in Shah. Okay, then there are different charges account here, end-to-end IDs, maximum payment identification here. Okay. Okay. Okay, this meeting is scheduled only for 1 hour because I don't have 2 hours meeting schedule here. So it's going to be end in 3 minutes now. So what we will do now, we will schedule another meeting, and what we'll do, I will schedule it tomorrow. Okay. Uh, Manisha, because I cannot cover it everything it today. Maybe not in the evening. Not in the evening. Maybe I can schedule in the morning or afternoon. And if it's not possible, then I can schedule in day after tomorrow. But I will do it. Yes. Okay. Fine. 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 Okay.